The FIFA World Cup is live on Sky Sport.
Oh, what a goal!
See every game of football's ultimate showcase.
Glorious!
You need to subscribe to Sky Starter and Sky Sport to watch this premium content. For details, see sky.co.nz. Welcome to Football FIFA with Jason Pine.
I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
Powered by News Talk ZB and Sky Sport, the home of the FIFA World Cup. All 64 matches live.
Welcome into Football Fever, your daily World Cup podcast in association with Sky Sport. I'm Jason Pine with David Choate alongside. We have our first semi-final locked in after two absolutely compelling quarterfinals this morning, both of which needed penalty shootouts to find the victor. Before we even get into them, Choate, how are you feeling after watching those two?
Well, I think I've said it to you before, Piney. I need to lie down. It's some morning's entertainment that. Off the couch a couple of times, back on the couch, off the couch again. Lulled into a false sense of security in the second one, going, this one's going to plan, and then all of a sudden, plan gets thrown out the window. Wonderful morning. It's what it's all about. World Cup football, a battle of attrition.
Yeah, you said yesterday you thought these ones would go late and long, and you were absolutely right on both counts. So let's try and pick apart these two quarterfinals. Quarterfinal one today brought the tournament's latest shock on Sky Sport.
First potentially decisive moment in this penalty shootout. Marquinhos! Oh, he's missed! Brazil are out! The shock has happened!
The shock has indeed happened. Brazil eliminated in the quarterfinals, beaten by Croatia on penalties. Ecstasy to agony for Brazil. They thought they'd secured the winner in the 106th minute through Neymar.
Into Neymar. Could be a chance here. Goes for the return. It's Neymar! Oh! 1-0 Brazil! What a goal!
Incredible goal from Neymar. 77 now for Brazil, moving level with Pelé as the joint highest scorer in their history. Did you think they had it at that point?
Yeah, I did, absolutely. In fact, that was my high point of the whole morning. I thought that goal was wonderful. That's the first moment that I was off the couch. It took me 105 or 6 minutes to get off the couch, and it was a fabulous goal. If you want to have another look at it, just look at the quick passing, the interplay, and then just at the end, the balance and poise. That's why Neymar is a worldie. That's why he's a genius. The finish into the top of the net, fantastic. He matches the wonderful Pelé's record for goals, but that was all she wrote for Neymar.
Yeah, he's going to have to wait now to add to that tally because Bruno Petkovic scored a deflected equaliser in the 116th minute to level things at 1-1, take the game to penalties. Croatian goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic, superb throughout the 120 minutes with some massive saves. Going into the penalty shootout, I actually favoured Croatia because they had him.
Yeah, well, not for the first time has he shown that he can save a penalty or two. And you just know in football, these things happen. It's a bit of a roll of the dice, the old penalties. I was sort of thinking even around the second penalty shootout, I was thinking, is penalties a good way to go out? Is it the right thing for a tournament such of this nature? I think it is what it is. It's a roll of the dice, and I think the Croatians, who have been good, Piney, continue to battle their way to victory.
Indeed, and I said yesterday they're like the movie villain who you think's dead, but is never dead. Still not dead. Croatia, a country of 4 million people, let's not forget that, are into their second successive World Cup semi-final. I was actually quite impressed with the way they came out. I know they didn't have any shots on target until Petkovic had that deflected equaliser, but I thought they were pretty good in the first half, Croatia. They didn't just sit, did they?
Well, they were a good side, but think about previous Croatian sides, Stavosuk, Mandzukic.
Yep.
Yeah. They always had a striker that was sort of that fox in the box or that poacher. They just don't have that. So they just keep moving the ball around and they play good football. There's no question about that. They keep it down. I thought Modric, I think he probably had his best game.
Unbelievable.
I think come with the hour, come with the man. He was so sound in possession. He was everywhere. He played the whole 90 plus extras. They don't take him off because his legs are tiring. So they are a side that is on They're not a beautiful side. They're a very, very good side.
Yeah, they are. And they are through to the semi-finals. 8 of their last 9 knockout games at World Cups or European Championships have gone to extra time. They don't mind the extra 120 minutes or the extra 30 to make 120. I thought Richarlison, Vinicius Jr. largely nullified it. You didn't really get the feeling at any point that Brazil were on the front foot.
Exactly, and to bust out against this side, this Croatian side, is hard yards. It took Neymar's brilliance, the give and go, to create the one opportunity they did take, and then you thought it was all over. But no, the late show steps up and a deflection as well, just to sicken the Brazilian fans a little more, because I think the shot originally would have been saved.
Yeah,
it was the deflection that gave it the change of trajectory that had it nestle, and from that point on, you just sort of thought it's their time.
Brazil becoming the first side to be eliminated after going 1-0 ahead in extra time in a World Cup knockout stage match. So that's another piece of unwanted history for them. And yeah, Luka Modric, what a generational talent. Most touches by a Croatian player, most passes played. Everything he does has got a touch of class about it. And we're going to see more of it because Croatia are through to the semi-finals.
This is Football Fever.
So Brazil out, then Argentina against the Netherlands. Another cagey one until the Dutch were unlocked 10 minutes before half-time on Sky Sport.
Messi wriggling away from Ake and fiddling through a beautiful pass. It's a wonderful Argentina goal. Molina pounced. Messi cut them in half.
Messi cutting them in half with the assist for that one, then doubling the lead from the penalty spot in the 73rd minute, his 10th World Cup goal that equals Gabriel Batistuta's record for Argentina. They looked like they were going through. I had written them down on our notes here for the podcast. Argentina through.
Looked like that, Piney. I thought the same, sitting on the couch. How much do they rely on Lionel Messi this side? The goal, the assist, had them in the driver's seat. I was looking for an analogy, and I sort of thought every orchestra has a conductor. Is he the conductor? I don't think that's the right analogy, because orchestras play beautiful music. I'm not sure that this side plays beautiful music, this Argentinian side. So I've settled on maybe the lead singer of a thrash metal band. He's the point of their everything. I loved the assist more than the penalty, to be honest. The assist, when he received the ball, he played with that split vision. You know, his eyes were up, his peripheral was going on. He knew exactly what was going on. Total control. I'm drawn back to an old a genius of New Zealand football, Jim McMullen, training our greatest player ever, Winton Rufer, and working with his greatest student around just lifting your eyes up when you're dribbling the ball. Be looking at about a 45-degree angle in front of yourself. And that's exactly what I saw in Messi. He was looking ahead of the ball. He was aware of what was around him, and he threaded the inch-perfect pass. At that stage, it was plain sailing for Argentina.
We'll come back to this game in a minute, but if we look to the semi just briefly, and we'll do this in detail later in the week, who is more important to their side, Messi for Argentina or Modric for Croatia?
For me, it's Messi. Without Messi, Argentina are a team of what I call junkyard dogs. They bark, they bite. You saw it even in this game. In the game this morning, they're a niggly little bunch of guys. They don't take a back step to anyone. They're not physically the biggest side, but they'll bump chests with anybody. They are a side that without Messi doesn't have the quality. But with Messi, he can pick a pass, he can beat a player, he can score a penalty under pressure. Twice. He is their everything.
It looked like it was going to be a procession, 2-0 and through to the semi-finals, but Dutch substitute Wout Weghorst pulled one back after 83 minutes for the Dutch, and we then had the most extraordinary finish to the 90 minutes, which was actually the 100 minutes.
Koopmeiners, smart, 2-2, extraordinary, 101 minutes. Wout Weghorst, and the immediate future is still orange.
Wout Weghorst, the first ever substitute to score twice in a World Cup match for the Dutch. His equaliser timed at 100 minutes and 30 seconds, the latest second half goal in a World Cup knockout stage game since those stats began being collected. Clever free kick.
Yeah, genius free kick, and clearly one off the training field, so credit them with that. Good time to pull it out. No more time on the clock. plies his trade for Burnley, doesn't he? So from the glamour of Burnley to a World Cup semi-final ticket, that's the journey for Weghorst. They just went route one for 10 minutes at the end of the game. They brought on two big strikers, two big lumps of players, the tall timber, and it paid off for them. They were charging at the end. In fact, if it had gone for another 5 and a few more route one direct sort of strikes, you would have backed them to go again. But genius goal, wasn't it? Oh, no one saw that coming.
No, and it's almost quite gutsy to use it that late on, isn't it? Because if it goes wrong, people are going, well, why aren't you just shooting?
Yeah, I sat on the couch again. I was trying to explain to my wife, why was that brave? She said, why is that brave? Because I said, gee, that's brave. So I said, because if that doesn't work, there's 10 players on the field and probably the millions of fans going, why didn't he shoot?
Yep.
Because it was the last kick of the game. It was incredibly brave.
No more goals in extra time, so off to penalties we went in this one as well.
An epic. Lautaro Martinez. Argentina march on!
Yes, they do. They march on to a semi-final on Wednesday morning, 8 a.m, locked in, Croatia v Argentina on Sky Sport. So 2 quite epic games. And as is always the case when we get to this end of the tournament, we say goodbye to decent sides. We say goodbye to Brazil. We say goodbye to the Netherlands. I guess of the two of them, Brazil would have had the greater designs on winning the whole thing. So presumably they go home in a state of some distress.
Yeah, they will be, and I'm a bit saddened by it. Tiche has resigned his post directly after the match, so that's what it means to him. That's him. I'm out. He's out on a low, I suppose. I think the tournament, in some ways, was robbed of a fantastic semi-final. I think Argentina-Brazil, a South American semi-final, would have been the tournament's pick of a sort of a match-up. As it stands, Argentina now fly the flag on their own for a continent that hasn't picked up a World Cup for 20 years. So all to play for. Again, the big M word, it's Messi's moment.
Don't you think Lionel Messi now sees a clear path to the World Cup final? I know Croatia will, as they have all tournament, be a stumbling block, perhaps, but Messi would rather be playing them than Brazil, wouldn't he?
100%. I think Argentina go toe-to-toe with Croatia more so than they do against Brazil. In fact, the second happiest nation, for the reason of Brazil being knocked out, would be Argentina. Not only for the rivalry that exists, but do you really want to go up against your biggest rival in a semi-final? Final, maybe, not in a semi-final. So, I think Argentina will look at Croatia and say, well, we're going to go toe-to-toe with these guys. And they will.
Semi-final 1, Wednesday morning, Sky Sport, 8 a.m, Croatia v Argentina. Tomorrow morning, the remaining 2 quarterfinals on Sky Sport, and if they are anything like today's, then we need to strap ourselves in. Portugal v Morocco at 4 a.m. Can I just say, I'm now on the Moroccan bandwagon. I'm on the Marrakesh Express, Chody. I want these guys to beat Portugal.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. And the African nation would be breaking new ground for sides out of Africa. That'd be huge. They've been good, Morocco, without being great. They're a bit like Croatia for me. They're a side that won't go away. They don't concede many goals. We've got the big Ronaldo story that always bubbles behind Portugal, so keep an eye on that one. But if you're looking for a romantic moment, break out the Marrakesh Express, or I was thinking about Toto's Africa. Yes. The sun always shines in Africa.
Absolutely it does. And then, if that's not enough, England v France at 8 a.m. So many words have been written and spoken about this one. I'm still on France. You're still on France?
Yeah, marginally. I am torn. This is going to be huge. Is it a full English breakfast or is it croissant? We'll be celebrating tomorrow morning. Who knows? We'll
have a fresh episode of Football Fever dropping for you late tomorrow morning to wrap those 2 quarterfinals for you. I feel like we both need a bit of a lie down, Chody.
I'm off for mine, Piney. Loving it as usual.
The FIFA World Cup is live on Sky Sport.
Oh, what a goal!
See every game of football's ultimate showcase.
Glorious!
You need to subscribe to Sky Starter and Sky Sport to watch this premium content. For details, see sky.co.nz.